said that it. Good day everyone, I am Ira Wave MGS and today I am here to you together with my crew members to explain the essential things that we have learned about the first cry of revolution. To serve as a guide, here are the things that we were gonna talk about particularly. First is the history of the event, then the contribution of the three primary sources, timeline of the different date and places, then significance of cedulas, similarities and differences of each other's perspective, and lastly, how does the subject affect us as a Filipino or as a student? So now, what are you waiting for? Let's get started, people. Okay, so how did it start? The Philippine Revolution of 1896 began with what later became known as the First Cry, or the initial move of the Filipinos to begin the revolution for independence. However, what does the First Cry mean, or cry mean? So when we hear cry, is it not necessarily na umiiyak, but what does it mean is here is that first cry referred to the tearing up of cedulas or community tax certificates in resistance to the Spanish government. Meaning to say, they did by tearing up their cedulas as a sign of enslavement against the Spanish rules. In 1911, a monument to the heroes of 1896 was erected in Balintawak, where beginning in 1908. It was believed that the first cry occurred there on August 26. However, the date and the place of the event were later contradicted by different Katipunan personalities who claimed that they were there at the time. So in 1963, the National Historical Commission stated that the first cry of the Philippine Revolution of 1896 happened on August 23, 1896 at Pugad, Lawin. And now it is a part of Project 8 at Quezon City. And now, let's hear for our next presenter to explain the contribution of three primary sources.
There are the three primary resources. First, Dr. Pio Valenzuela, isang Pilipinong manggagamot sa isa sa importanteng tao sa revolusyon laban sa kolonyalistang Pilipino. Gianak siya sa Pulo, Bulacan na karon gitawag na Valenzuela. Ug naglingkod siya bilang alkalde sa pananakop ng Amerikano. Nahimo siyang gobernador sa lalawigan ng Bulacan 1921 to 1925. Si Pio Valenzuela is gihimong way para mag-communicate ni Andres Bonifacio si Jose Rizal. 1963, kambyuan ang pangalan sa bayan ng Pulo to Valenzuela. Namatay siya April 6, 1956 sa edad na 80. Second, primary resources. Santiago Alvarez. Santiago Alvarez is a leader of the Cavite Revolution. The Philippine Revolution is nagsugudo sa March 1896-1897. Diri kang Santiago Alvarez na account is diri nimo babasahan sa chapter 6 memoirs kung unsay nahitabo sa bahay turo. Third, primary resources. Guillermo Masangkay. Guillermo Masangkay isuod na higala ni Andres Bonifacio o gianak siya sa June 25, 1867 in Tondo, Manila. O isa siya sa Katipunan leader, isa siya sa nagbuhat sa KKK sa Cavite. Ang iyang account is makatabang para madali ang Cry of Balintawak or the First Cry of Revolution and Bonifacio's death. Si Guillermo Masangkay is isa ka general sa Philippine-American War. Masangkay was never completed the primary education at the age of 17. Pero si Masangkay sa associate ni Bonifacio na mahimong leader o personal counselor.
Trying to discuss the account of Guillermo Masangkay. So, according to Guillermo Masangkay, the first cry happened in Balintawak on August 26, 1896. However, is an interview published in a newspaper Bagong Buhay on August 26, 1957. Si Masangkay, giusa na po niya ang iyahang narrative stating that the revolution began on August 23, 1896. So, similar to kay Dr. Pio Valenzuela. But Masangkay was changed when his granddaughter Soledad Boller Borromeo cited sources including the Masangkay papers that the original daw kuno kay ang pizza kuno kay was on August 26, 1896. Unlike to other author like Dr. Pio Valenzuela na kailangan jud sa August 29, 1896. While kang Santiago Alvarez, the first cry happened is on August 24, 1896. So, makuan jud na to guys no na kanang kuan jud siya kanang lahi jud sila date na ilang gi kuan kuno daw. Pero para sa kuha, mas prefer kang Dr. Pio Valenzuela. Kay makita nimo sa account ni Santiago Alvarez na ang mga naay mga tao na nag-ingon jud na dito makita nimo sa iyang account na sa August 29, 1896 jud nahitabo ang meeting sa First Cry Revolution.
Okay, what is the significance of the tearing up of cedulas? Or what did the cedulas signify? To answer this question, cedula, it is the context of rule or law. So, it signified that tearing up the cedula means ignoring or not obeying the rule of Spanish colonial rule. It signaled that this is the start of the Philippine Revolution against Spain that followed by fierce fighting Filipino versus Spain. To make it short, cedula signified that ayaw na nilang magpakaalipin sa mga Espanyol. Gusto na nilang labanan ang kanilang mga karapatan. At yun ang ibig sabihin ng cedula or yun ang sinisimbolo ng tearing up of cedula.
So good evening guys, I'm Lolito PNPS Junior. Our topic is the first cry of revolution. So the primary sources account of Dr. Pio Valenzuela and Santiago Alvarez. So what is the differences and similarities of Pio Valenzuela and Santiago Alvarez of their accounts? So the differences of Pio Valenzuela and the Santiago Alvarez is the place and the date of the revolution. According to Pio Valenzuela, it happened in Pugad Lawin on August 28, 1896, while Santiago Alvarez he stated in 1927 that the cry took place in Bahay Turo, now Quezon City, on August 24, 1896. So laylahi ang lugar sa ilang account guys, o laylahi po ng ilahang date, di ba? So in their similarities of their accounts is the activities of two of the Katipuneros meeting for tearing of cedula certificates. So muna ilang kapariha guys. Kanang nagdalo sila o kanang nagkita-kita ang mga katipuneros. So for tearing of cedula certificate, it means it a sign that all of us have declared our severance from the Spaniards. Thus, it officially marked the beginning of the Philippine Revolution against the Spain. So, kanang murag sila guys dahilan para kita ay kanang murag silbi nanay kalayaan sa paghawak sa tuwa sa Spaniard guys. So sila ang nagmugna ng revolution. So moto ang similarities ni Pio Alvarez o Pio Valenzuela and Santiago Alvarez. So because of competing accounts and ambiguity of the place where this event took place, the exact date and the place of the cry is in contention from 1908 until 1963. The official stance was the cry occurred on August 26 in Balintawak. In 1963, the Philippines government declared a shift to August 23 in Pugadlawin, Quezon City. So na-declare na siya guys sa Philippine government na August 23 ang the first cry of revolution in Pugadlawin, Quezon City. So it means so the main primary sources of this revolution, the account of Dr. Pio Valenzuela. And that's all guys, and thank you for listening.
Good evening everyone. The continuation of Lolito Junior and Pistos na report niya no kay wala niya na appeal ang isa ka primary sources of sa the first cry of revolution. Si Guillermo Masangkay account, the differences and similarity of his account to other two primary sources. The difference no kay ang date of place gihapon according to Masangkay account, it happened in August 26, 1896. And the place of Balintawak, also his similarities is same as Pio Valenzuela and Santiago Alvarez. The activities were demeeting the Katipuneros for tearing of cedula certificate. The officially marked the beginning of Philippine Revolution against Spain. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, what we have learned about this issue. The version of each primary sources are both pointed out the outbreak of Philippine Revolution way back in 1896. Actually, as I have noticed, they were both unresolved controversy on the date and the places of the first cry of rebellion against regime. Although, there's a lot of article claiming that it was happened in Pugadlawin, Balintawak, and they also said that it was happened in Bahay Turo. And it is still quite intriguing. When we look at the most controversial location regarding to the first cry, it was Guillermo Magsangkay. Why? Because, yes, he was a friend of Andres Bonifacio. But the question is, he doesn't have a clear date and location, which is more confusing. His latest claim has not a strong ground. Yes, he has not a strong ground or reliable information. He always changed his narrative. First, he said that it was happened on August 26, 1896, of the first cry of Philippine Revolution. And second, he changed again that the first cry was really happened on August 23, 1896. And lastly, his last claim again that he said that the first cry really happened on August 26, 1896, which is up until now there is no concept information of the exact date and place. However, the substance of the claim of concern and legitimate persons such as Pio Valenzuela, Santiago Alvarez, and even Guillermo Magsangkay, those who supported the Balintawak, Pugadlawin, and Bahituro as their initial location. In which for me, Pugadlawin is the exact location of the monumental event. Because Dr. Pio is, as we all read or as we notice, he was the friend of Andres Bonifacio, and it feels like he was really there and he really tell the truth because he has a proof and he really talagang pinapakita niya na yun talaga ang nangyari sa panahong iyon. May mga proof, may mga tao na maaari nating masasabi nating na yun talagang exact place at exact date. But para lang yun sa akin. I don't know kung sa iba kasi iba-iba naman tayo ng opinion. So, how does it affect me as a Filipino or as a student? Okay, well, it is more confusing as to why there exists a choice between choosing unique perspective about the first cry of the Philippine Revolution, because it is personally and necessary, especially in the history and for the development of our country's socio-cultural and in the political asset. The revolution which was regarded as the first cry, cannot be denied that it is necessary because it is intangibly. But the argument exists up till now this day is regarding where the exact location and the date is not necessary. Why? I think this is just another pettiness of the Filipino, which the first cry turned into a dilemma. Yeah, it will turn into a dilemma. When in fact, in the first place, it is not. We always argue about the date and the places instead of looking back or tignan natin kung ano talaga ang pino-point out doon. Kasi kung makikita natin, ang pino-point out doon is yung sidula, yung pag-a-against ng mga Pilipino sa mga Espanyol. Pero ngayon, based sa makikita natin is talagang pinagtutuunan nila ng pansin kung kailan talaga nangyari or kung saan itinalaga or saan nangyari ang pag ng mga sidula nung panahon na iyon, which is not. Because the only point of the cry was to seek the independence which is yung freedom or yung pagtitiwalagi nila sa mga Espanyol from the hands of the rule of the Spaniards. The situation may have shown how passionate and grounded we are to remembering particularly in dates and occasions that happen to have significance, impact, and contribution to our country, or how resilient we are, not only mentally but also emotionally, or how committed we are in making the Philippine history as part of our responsibility as a Filipino citizens and as a student as well, or how patriotic we can be despite the amidst of chaos. However, the existence of the unnecessary arguments just show how Filipino really dwell on unnecessary issues. or how persistently avoid and accepting and understanding other perspective, or how we strongly held on our stand by not taking pride as we strongly believe to be the truth, to be finally how we are so hard to be unite due to a lot of prideful perspective and the ideologies. Despite of all that, it is still gratified to think how the nature Filipinos born with so much courage, so much passion, commitment, grace and honor for the land of our land without any put selfishness. They were indeed heroes back, yes, they were indeed heroes back then. But who are heroes today? Who are heroes today? I know it is not the politician, not the rebels, not the professionals, nor even the outcasts, not the professional. Yeah. Not even the category, it is not even the youth. There is no category to be a hero, and there should be no specific condition to that. The fact, we are the heroes. We are the heroes. Anyone is a hero. We do not need anything but the power of words and actions combined. And I think that is for today's report. Thank you for listening. Hope you understand our report, and thank you.